I almost said that the other day.
Grab your seat, light it up, let's unwind. Kevin and Kerr bringing topics of all kinds, from cigars to sports, family and more. Everyday stories you'll want to explore. So take a puff or ponder away. Join the talk, it's the highlight of your day. Puff and ponder where the sparks ignite. Conversations blazing day or night. Tune in now, let the stories take flight. It's the Puff and Ponder podcast, where we get it right. From fast cars to last night's game, family laughs or today's big name. We've got the topics, we've got the vibe. Stay tuned in and enjoy the ride. So lean back, relax, take a break. Kevin and Kerr got the chat you'll appreciate. Puff and Ponder, the show that's great, where conversations ignite. Don't hesitate. So lean back, relax, take a break. Kevin and Kerr got the chat you'll appreciate. Puff and Ponder, the show that's great, where conversations ignite. Don't hesitate. Oh, hesitate.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Puff and Ponder podcast, where conversations ignite. Joining me, as always, Kerr Viajante, my co-host. I am Kevin Shahan. Joining us tonight is Ryan Miller from the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. What is going on, everybody?
Oh, man.
Not much. Good. Always grateful to be here.
Always good to have you. Jessica was just showing me pictures, Ryan, of your area with all the hail. How did you do? Like, what is going on?
We've got a decent layer of hail. If I could bring the camera outside, I would. It's kind of like I was telling you before, like nugget ice size. Fortunately, at the elevation we're at, it's still fairly soft. Now, it doesn't mean I'd want to go out there and stand in like a batting cage area getting pelted by it. But in comparison to damage it could do, it's of the softer version of hail. But we got a ton, and I mean, it literally was coming through my stack in my office. Kevin saw these are all. This was catching hail and rain.
That pure mountain nugget ice. Well, I hope you were saving that. That's put a little drink, a little cup down there,
a little shaker.
That's where you could get your single malt scotch. Put it right over top of that.
Yeah. That's it. Kerr, what's your weather in the south? We're going to be up there in 2 weeks to come see you. What's the weather like in South Carolina right now?
Hot. We're getting some thunderstorms. It's been in the 90s. This weekend was supposed to drop down supposed to cool off into the 80s, but it's just been hot and humid. Horrible.
Same here.
Yeah, you're not going to be getting any relief coming up here outside of seeing me and hanging out with me. That's okay. That's the only good thing, and Jennifer too, of course. But yeah, it's you're not coming up to any cooler weather.
So Jessica just sent me some photos here. Let me share the screen, and then this is Ryan's area down here. And there's Skylar. Is it just the one? Okay, I went the wrong way. Skylar, eating the fly.
Eating the. You should have just put your cooler out and lifted the lid. Just let it just drop in there.
Yeah, man.
So I got to ask you guys, what before we jump into everything, what are you smoking tonight? While you ponder, what are you puffing while you ponder?
What do you got, Ryan?
All right. I am smoking the McAuliffe Red. The smoke-in version, though.
Oh, the smoke in. Yeah, it was just a special size, right?
Correct. Yep. So this is the exclusive only from smokin.com, the box press version, which I think it's the best versions of the color series. I like the Toros, I like the Robustos, they're all great, but I'm a huge fan of box press.
I would love to try that in box press because you're right. All those blends, all the whole line's freaking great. Outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you puffing on, Kerr?
I'm actually getting ready to spark up something a little special. This is the El Galan Maduro, this was one of my all-time favorite Maduros, the El Galan Gran Reserva Maduro by Felix Mesa.
Oh, right on.
He's back in action again. He's back making the El Galan line, and sent Jennifer and I some cigars, and he has not skipped a beat. He is
a man like
blend
that.
Master.
Yeah,
fourth generation, tobacco grower. I mean, farmer, just and a blender, passionate, and above all, one of the nicest human beings I've had. Conversations, text, and even when he came here to visit to do an event, doesn't speak a lick of English, and we've had great conversations back and forth.
Yeah. And I am smoking the new Certmythe Bruscar, the Real Good Trash. We just got a new shipment in. This is a whole new cigar. We decided to go because we couldn't get some of the tobaccos from the old blend. So so instead of waiting, so we ended up deciding to in the interim is just do like a one-off, and then we'll go then sometime here we'll when the rest of the tobaccos come in, we'll go back to the old blend. But I wanted to do something a little bit more of a budget, a budget friendly cigar. So
how's it compare?
Oh, completely different cigar. I mean, it's not. I mean, they don't even use any of the same tobaccos. So
I know. How does it compare?
Yeah,
because sometimes if you smoke your cigar and if you use completely different tobacco, you could be like, man, I really like this blend a lot better than the old blend.
No, the old blend was a lot more complex. This is something that's a little bit. We decided to go. I mean, James was playing around, and so we decided to go something all premium, whole leaf tobacco they work with at Artista, Ram over there. So they put together a cool little blend for me, and these will probably go for about $6 a piece, maybe $7 on the top. So just a nice little figure when everybody's raising their prices because of the tariffs, we'll come out with something and we'll lower the price. And we don't. I mean, they only had enough to do 1,500 of them, so we don't have a whole lot. Oh, Grace O'Malley.
If I get a round two, this is round two.
Yeah, it was. I just smoked one last week for the first time in a hot minute. Man, those things are aging well.
Yeah, they are.
So the weather down here in Florida is balls hot. It's just it's brutal. It is and luckily I'm used to it. It's still outside in the shop, we're still on the terms with the all this mechanics, and then you have all the front shop people, like the salesman, the service manager, the manager, we're still on the it's hot out, watch your tone type of situation we got at the shop. So you don't come out screaming, you don't come out with the wrong tone. You kind of hey Kevin, how's it going? And you wait for my response before before you ask me anything whatsoever. So depending on that response, I'll be like, oh no, I was just checking. And you go back inside, and they're about to ask me something dumb. So
is that how you gauge the actual temperature? It's that what we are now officially going from hot to watch your tone hot.
Yeah, that's it. That's where we're at right now. And I'm lucky that I don't, like, in the shop, I'm not a big sweat. We got fans, but it still just blows around fucking hot air. I'm not a big sweater.
Hot air.
Yeah, I'm not a big sweater, so I don't sweat a lot, unless I'm out like in the yard, like underneath the actual sun. I work with some guys like they'll clock in and 30 minutes later they're drenched.
That's
I
me.
mean,
I'd
just
probably have to bring 3 fucking. I would have more outfits than Britney Spears concert.
Oh,
There-
yeah.
that's those guys are changing their what's going on, Larry? Those guys are changing their shirts multiple times a day, and
You have
not
to.
me.
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I did lawn. I did last week. I cut my lawn. I was outside for about an hour and a half. 3 shirts.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I was outside on the deck underneath of our covered pergola last week putting together some lawn furniture, and I had to shower afterwards. It was starting to drip off my face.
Well, no, hang on here. Hang on. If you were that hot, Kerr, why did you wear 3 shirts instead of just one?
Yeah.
because God blessed me with this sweater. This built-in sweater, unfortunately. So that was a good pickup, Ron.
Style then.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. That's the reason why I don't go. If I go shirtless, I run the risk of getting shot. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
My granddad always just had overalls, and you never really wanted to ask if there was anything underneath on the bottom, but you knew there was nothing up top, and those things would just soak through.
Oh, yeah.
Soak through.
Are you beach towel guys? Like the guys that sweat a lot, like during the summertime, everywhere they go, they always got a beach towel wrapped around their neck, no matter what they're doing.
I always have a hand towel that when I go outside, I always make sure I have that on my shoulder to wipe my face. Depends on what I'm doing, but yeah, if I step outside and I do even 5 to 10 minutes of moderate work or exercise. It's all over. I look at a picture of the sun and I start sweating.
I bought one of those little neck fans that go around your neck. And if you want like hot air blown at you really up close, those are fantastic.
Jen got one for me. And it was like, in theory, it's great, but in application, it makes you angrier. It's like, how do you turn Bruce Banner into the Hulk? Well, put him in a hot day and put a freaking neck fan around him.
Yeah, I looked at because they're all about the same $30 to $50 price range, but they do have some that are a couple $100. And on the back neck piece, they do have like thermoelectric or they have LTA devices, so they actually get cold.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll actually keep the back of your neck, cold, but whatever.
Have you guys tried one of those cold towels that apparently as you sweat, they get colder? Have you seen those?
I've seen them. I refuse to even try. I just think that is snake oil salesman tomfoolery BS.
Same here. I wear my headband while I'm at work and I'm good.
I look like I'm built for manual labor. I'm really, really not. I mean, look at these are keyboard hands. I am not built for manual labor. I will do manual labor if needed, but I will also do everything possible to get out of it as quickly as I can.
Yeah, I actually became spoiled when I hurt my knee. So I was inside for 9 months, not being able to walk. So the guy that lives on the corner, Chris, he's like our neighborhood handyman. Like, you need some pressure washing done, he'll do it. You need mowing done, he'll do it. Like little stuff. He doesn't get into like electrical or plumbing, but if you need something cleaned up, tree trimmed, whatever, maintenance wise. So I started using him, and I'm like, I'm never going back to this shit again.
I love it. I like doing manual work. I do. I mean, years ago when it came like remodeling my home, I love doing that. Now I'm at the age where I'm like, fuck, I'd rather pay someone to do it. I still like to break shit. So if it's like, hey, we'd like you to tear down this shed, I'm all in. Let me go crazy. If it's like, we need you to build a shed, I'm like, how much will it cost to just buy one and place it there? I think I'm past the age of building stuff anymore.
Yeah, like we want to redo our kitchen maybe next year because I put a moratorium on building for 2025 because we have been building nonstop for 5 years. A couple $100,000 later, and it's just like we're still not done. And so I'm like, no, it's a moratorium on 2025. So next year we want to do the kitchen, and I'll rip all that out. You know, the house is framed real weird, so I got to pull down the drywall. I got to add some studs, move some electrical, and I love doing that. You know, all of that type of stuff. I love, you know, but going outside and doing lawn work or weeding or pressure washing, and I used to love it, but and one day I'm sure I'll love it again when I retire. But
yeah, but see, why pay someone? Why pay that extra money if you know that you're going to break? Like you said, if you're going to gut your kitchen, the amount of time, effort, and money it would take to pay someone to do it when you could break shit just as efficiently and effectively. That's the way I look at it. I'll gut something out perfectly fine. Now I'll pay someone to build it, you know, because that's, you know, if they fuck up, I can hold them accountable. If I fuck up, I'm gonna just be mad at myself. But when it comes to ripping things out and getting it prepared, why would I pay someone money to do that when I could break stuff just as
yeah, you know, we had our garage door replaced years ago, and and I'm like, hey, how much money if I rip out the garage door and I reframe it, you know, where you need the supports? They're like, oh yeah, you'll save like $150. I'm like, yeah, done. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I can do that. You know, when we extended the kitchen, you know, because I had to move the fridge, you know, like 4 feet away, you know, when they were building the deck, and I'm like, you know, because the same guy that built the lounge here, I'm like, hey, can you frame out this area here? Just frame it out. I'll do all the drywall and everything else. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'll just do it for free. Just, you know, do some 2x4s. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that, you know, I enjoy that.
Yeah. I do like woodworking. I do like finish work. I don't like yard work. To me, it's what's my time worth?
Bam.
And I would rather spend $100 for where I live. I cut my lawn like 3 times a summer. But to me, it would be worth it to spend $100 instead of it's, you know, I've seen Kevin's spot. Kevin would be like a 2-3 hour job of mowing and weeding and stuff like that just to be done with it. Am I wrong? And what's your time worth?
Yeah. My guy charged me $35 a mow, you know, to come out here. And he'll spend every bit of, he's got a big riding mower, and it's what he does. You know, actually, it's not what he does for a living, you know.
But he's got the equipment to make it efficient.
But he's got equipment, but he's out there every bit of an hour and a half, you know. So I'm like, for $35, I'm like, and I mean, he's got the maintenance on the machines. He's got to buy gas. He's got to buy string for the trimmer, you know. And so for $35 a mow, I can't do it for that. And to take my time, because I said, I got to go out there, do it. And then I got to come in, I got to shower, and then I'm fucking pooped, and I got to kick back for an hour or two. So now I'm out 3 to 4 hours of my time for a mow. Nah.
And if he's got if he's got a bigger size deck than you, it literally might be taking him half the time that it does you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then I'll get lazy and I won't do it. And then it'll be 2 weeks and it'll be long. It'll be taller. And then now I'm out there, you know, chugging along, you know, shooting grass clumps everywhere. And
I don't know how many people have experience with Florida crabgrass, but it fights back. The longer it gets, it fights back against your mower. I mean, it gets thick. I just remember granddad's just getting ridiculously thick in Ocala.
We have St. Augustine grass. We have
St. Augustine. Okay.
Yeah. We have a little bit nicer grass, so it doesn't get like that super tall. Like if I let it go for, in the summertime for a month, you know, it wouldn't even get a foot tall. It might be a foot. So yeah. So we're I don't have that shit Bahia grass.
That freaking we have like a mix.
Crow's foot. We used to call it crow's foot
grass we have, but there's some grass we have on the strip between ours and our neighbors that it's like, it looks like a palm tree leaf, the grass, little ones, and they're hard. It's like that grass that, you know, when you're growing up, if you like break it off, if you poke someone with it, it'll hurt.
Yeah.
How thick it is.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks like a little mini palmetto.
Yeah. But you know, see, I do enjoy yard work. I find that peaceful. I find it relaxing. It's, you know, a little bit of exercise, you get to sweat a little bit. You know, I completely understand that, you know, your time is important, but I also think, you know what? If I just want an hour and a half of time of no one bothering me, because you know what? If someone's going to come out and bother me, Wyatt, Joseph, they know I'm probably going to ask them to help me. So they leave me alone.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll leave me alone. Jennifer, if she wants something done, if she comes out, she may give me something else to do, you know, but it's few and far between. But at least I know when I'm out there, no one's gonna mess with me. They just aren't. No one's gonna ask me for anything. It's my peace time. And I figure if I'm gonna save $35, $40, $50 and I can do it myself, that's a good bottle. That's a couple more cigars. That's some beer. You know, so I look for areas where I can save money, but then also allow myself some peace. Because I know if I'm pay someone $35 to mow my lawn and I'm in the house for an hour.
But see, now your
peace.
value prop is totally different than Kevin and I's.
Right.
Kevin and I want to pay to be lazy. You want to work for your own benefit to get time away from. So your value add is different by doing it yourself.
It's a different approach.
It gives you that time alone. I'm more or less single now. I got all the time I need to be alone, you know. I'm just too lazy to do it.
He doesn't need to be alone and sweaty.
Alone and sweaty. You know, that's
whoa, that's getting way too.
That's not a good profile pic.
Yeah.
Well, I understand Kevin. And I understand Kevin when you're like, hey, those are 3 hours I could be doing something. I could be working on something. I could be creating something. And that it makes money. You know, so I get that part, and it's like you said, Ryan, it's a different perspective, and you know,
totally.
a different way. I find it, for me, it's peaceful.
Yeah,
and there's going to be a point in time where you can't do that anymore, and you're genuinely going to miss it.
I know I'm going to hate it. I mean, I went through a little stint where watching Wyatt and Joe and I mow the lawn. I was like, yeah, they learned. You know, I taught them something. Now it's just like, listen. Every time, if I know if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna get done right. And now, it's not criticizing either one of those two. They've both done great jobs. However, if I know I'm gonna get it done, it's gonna get done right, and then I know it's gonna get done faster. You know, so I'm like, and plus, like you said, Ryan, I realize, you know, I think even last week was more sobering than ever of all the celebrity deaths that have been going on and all the people who are passing. You start to get a little bit of you know, doing a little bit of math, and you're like, okay, that person died when they were this age, and you start subtracting it from your age. You're like, I only have how many more years on this earth? You know, the first 55 went by like that. You know, the next 20 or 30 are probably going to be a blink of an eye.
Now, I know Kerr and I, you know, most likely we have less days ahead of us than behind us. You know, Ryan, you're probably
110. 111.
You know,
that'd be,
you know, so, you know, but
I'm 40. If I live to 80, I mean,
yeah. So you still got more years ahead of you than.
Malcolm Jamal Warner died at 55. He drowned at 55.
Drowning, though. I mean, you avoid water, you're fine. You know,
correct. But the thing of it is, though, is he probably felt that he was strong enough to swim what he needed to swim. And the reality of it is, 20 years ago, he probably was.
Yeah, no, you got to know your limitations, you know, especially when you start getting older. And like Kevin said, you know, I look at family tree, I look at the average lifespan, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm a numbers guy. I get it. You know, there's definitely more chapters behind me than there are ahead of me. You know, but I'm gonna continue doing what I can do until I'm unable to do it.
But here's why age of doing that's so weird. Because you look at Ozzy, God bless him. Love him. We lost the father of metal, okay? Like, hands down. And a great guy from everything I've ever read and seen of him on TV. And you get somebody like Keith Richards, who's done more drugs to kill than to kill an entire herd of African elephants.
Yeah.
And he is kicking and moving and dancing. Now, granted, he's got the flaps going on, the underwings, but he's still up there playing. It's like,
it's genetics, man.
Age is such a weird thing. And
it's also genetics, man. Your genetics. It's how you're built. Because trust me, Ozzy was. It's not like he spent years as a teetotaler. That guy did.
Oh no, that's what I mean.
Shit
His
ton of drugs
downfall
too.
was Parkinson's. A
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
rare form of
genetics.
Parkinson's.
I'm lucky to got good genes. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. Great grandparents living to be 100, 104. So I mean, 100's my goal. I want to outlive Betty White. But yeah, I want to do. But as long as they're, I don't want the last 10 years. What was the comedian? It's like, like if you smoke and takes, you'll live an extra 10 years. So I think it was Sam Carlin, or he's like,
George
yeah, but those are
Carlin.
the George Carlin. Those are the living in the diapers, not knowing who you are 10 years. And he's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't want those 10 years.
Yeah.
So
my
here's
dad
a
lived
question.
to be 84, and that's
Yeah.
and his
That's a
father
good
before
age.
him. It is. That's a great age.
Yeah.
To me, it was too soon. But when you when you look at it objectively, but his father, he's 68, 67. He the heart attack, heavy smoker, et cetera. But so I'm kind of looking at my dad. I'm like, okay, 84 is a good mark, Dad. That's a good one. I think I could accept that.
Well, here's a question for you both. Would you rather pick your age of death or live inevitably for end of time and see constantly every 100 years your loved ones switch over?
I'd rather live forever.
So you would rather go with 100 wives in your life and see every one of them go than to pick the age that you went?
You might want to rephrase that as children, because seeing 100 wives go, it's kind of like, yeah. Of course.
Okay. Would you rather see all of your children? Would you rather?
No.
Okay, we'll leave the wives out. Would you rather?
I wouldn't have kids after. If I knew that I was going to live for all of time, I couldn't handle that. The kids, but being able to see your great grandkids and
but you wouldn't have kids, so you wouldn't see your great.
No, I wouldn't have any more kids. So I have kids
you would
now.
just see the line grow and expand.
So you'd be some stranger walking up to someone going, "Hey, you need to have some kids." Why? Just saying, you just need to have some kids.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I would rather live forever. How cool would that be? 1,000 years from now, seeing all the cool stuff.
I'd want to live forever. I think I would take Kevin's approach, and I would just kind of collect my money, be a hermit, live like Dracula, more or less, in the sense of just put myself away, and just kind of live life in those senses. And
I'd be all over social media. No. I'm assuming I could tell people I'm living forever. Like
Well, if you do, you might be now some ET experiment. Remember, science always wins.
Yeah, but they're not going to lock me up. They're going to let me have social media. So it's but yeah,
you're very confident. I guess when you live forever, you can make those things. I would pick my age.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Now, why would you do that?
Life's tough. And I think even without children, it still would be very, very difficult to go through life. Seeing people that that you love pass on, and I think it would just be, after a while, it wouldn't be the fun social media. At least in my opinion, wouldn't be that fun social media party of living forever. I would be like, listen, let me live to be 90. At least I know there's an end date. I could do what I wanted to do, live my life, and then rest peacefully.
I think the first couple 100 years would be tough watching all your friends, but then you'd get used to it.
But then you would just be this forever living sociopath that would be devoid of emotion, and just is that what you want?
That's kind of me now.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything. I set you up for the punchline since Jessica's not here.
So that's a great question. Would you age?
Or stay the same, or would you slowly? Yeah.
You get to choose your age you're stuck at. You get to choose your age of your death. I think that's a fair. So I would choose probably at 40, 45, look distinguished, young enough to catch cougars the rest of my life, but not too old to catch some 20-year-olds and like, oh, you're way too old. So that nice in-between age.
Is this what you do in your free time, Ryan? Because that sounded very specific.
Yeah.
No, I just came up with it on the spot. Care, shut up there. Stop calling me out.
No, for me, it would be, I mean, maybe 2 years ago before I got hurt, but yeah, I'm assuming since I live forever, I'm not going to have like injuries, like
no, your body heals. Your body heals.
Yeah, your body heals. So yeah, so right now for sure, like I'm still
300 years from now, your freaking workman's comp claim will still be open.
Yeah, I'll outlive every one of my.
You'll be like, Kevin,
the next
you're 348, Kevin. I really do think that you'd still need some more physical therapy. We're not going to do surgery yet. It's been 348 years, but we really think that you need to stretch it more.
Kevin would fall victim to the next Doge round of cuts at 340 years old.
Yeah, no, definitely live forever, and the great grandkids, how cool is, to see how much of a slacker these kids turn out to be. I want to see the generation that turns it around. I want to see the Gen Xers come back. When does the Gen X come back? Is it 100 years from now, 200 years?
Well, it will be interesting because you and I were chatting about that earlier, Kevin. This generation of what really ticks you off. That should be a segment. What really ticks you off this week?
Yeah, calling my daughter 7 times and she doesn't answer the phone, knowing that she's probably playing on her phone, or watching. Yeah. So I told Jessica today, I need to find, Ryan, you're a tech guy, so I want to mount in the corner of her room a red like strobe like police light to where I can somehow tap into that and like turn that shit on. So when she's doing whatever, it's like that light's going to stay on until you call dad back or text me back.
Yeah, they have wireless. You're looking for like a wireless shop phone light. So when like the phone, if you're in like a shop, like a mechanic shop, phone rings, it'll start to blink.
Yeah, but it's her cell phone, so I'd have to have it tied to that or something.
Well, no, then you just blink it before you call it.
Yeah, you connect the Bluetooth, just click it on.
Or just Wi-Fi directly to it. Then you can like Morse code, like you better pick up the fucking phone. Better pick it up now.
Or if they don't, or if she doesn't answer, you just that's the thing. It's like this is it's like Pavlov's dog. It's and when they don't pick up the phone, you turn on the strobe light. So now they know when the phone answers, the strobe light doesn't go on or something obnoxious.
Yeah, I try. I even logged into my my Eero home mesh app and to see if I could turn the Wi-Fi off or turn the internet off to the whole house because Jessica wasn't here, and I'm like, oh, that'll get her goddamn attention. When she texts me, hey, the internet's out. Oh, hey, well, I got you.
In the house.
Yeah, Gabby. Yeah, no. Yeah, Gabby and Wyatt. Yeah, no, my daughter Amber.
That's what I was like, because I know she's pregnant. I'm like, you calling her 7 times, I would be like off my rocker. Like, dude, pick up your phone. Like, come on, what's going on? So
not Amber, who, by the way, is being induced on Sunday.
Congratulations.
Yeah, she had her checkup. Yes, she had her checkup yesterday, and apparently she's missing her mucus plug. So,
the mucus plug fell out.
That's a thing. So, Jessica texted me, hey, just got an update from Amber. The mucus plug fell out, and I just texted her back. I go, I'm at the shop now. Just tell me what size to bring home. I'll find
that I need a gasket.
Find something that fits. So we're good. So
now I'm gonna have a simple rule that probably won't actually be followed, but I'm gonna have the attempt. If I'm paying for your cell phone, my calls are priority over anything you're doing on your phone.
Yeah, that lasts about 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, get Kerr and I with teenagers. Yeah.
Let me know how that works out for you, Ryan.
Now on her phone, because a lot of times she's not on her phone all the time. It's her laptop and everything else. Because I can just turn her phone off. Like when she goes in the bathroom and like if I'm like waiting in there or waiting outside for more than like a minute, I just shut her phone off. And then I hear the tantrum in the bathroom and she comes out pretty fucking quick. then I just turn her phone back on.
What's
Like,
the
you're not
thing
gonna-
with Sharon? These kids, their phones with them all the time. They lose their mind when you punish them, you take it away from them because they need it, and they lose their mind if they forget it at home and you have to go back and get it. However, knowing that, we already know that it's been pretty much fused to their body and they're on it.
Yeah.
But when you text and you call and you're like, okay, I'm not unaware of what's going on here. I'm pretty aware of that the fact that you're on the phone and you're choosing not to answer my call or my text message, and that entitlement. It's like whoa, what's up? I'm like, oh, well, am I bothering you? I'm interrupting whatever game you're playing or whatever social media platform you're on or whatever you're doing to let you know that you're going to have to pay for your phone moving forward. Oh, that's that changed a little bit, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
My dad was real clear. I got a cell phone when I started to drive, not before. I got a cell phone when I got my driver's license. And he came up to me. He says, okay, I pay for your phone. It's my phone. Don't ever forget it. So if you don't want to answer my phone when I call it, you won't have my phone to use. It's really that simple. And like, there was no, I was like, all right, let me get my dad. Every time I'd be like, oh, let me go get my cell phone. He'd cry, go get my cell phone. He goes, let's not confuse these things. It is not, he goes, nothing in this house is yours without my blessing. And if you don't want to use it and answer it, I guess I'll just take it away because I only got it so I could call you. Anybody else is just extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
like he laid that law.
That's good law. I think what's funny is since I grew up and I learned how to drive before cell phones, it wasn't, we didn't have the whole, I'll take your cell phone from you. Back then it was like I'm going to take your freedom vessel from you, the vehicle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because at that point, it was like, we didn't stay in the house. We didn't play video games. There was no reason to stay in the house because there was nothing there. I could talk to my friends in Idaho and play freaking Rocket League. It wasn't any shit like that. It was, okay, I got to get my license as fast as possible so I can get out of here as fast as possible and stay out of here as much as possible. And if that was being threatened at that point, I think there was a more of a risk reward ratio involved versus a cell phone, because now it's like, give me your phone. Okay, great. I got my iPad. Okay, give me your iPad. I got my laptop, or I got my, my video games. It's like we are so digital and computerized where I'd almost have to, you almost have to punish yourself if you turn off the Wi-Fi to punish.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you could, the hoodie that we wear. That is the
90-degree temperature
of the kids these days. Like I sent Kerr a picture of I finally got a hold of Gabby. She needed to go out and get a package that got delivered, and she brought her hoodie with her, like underneath of her arm. It'd been so long since she'd been out of the house, she forgot what season it was. So she brought her hoodie just in case. She knows it's summertime because she doesn't have school or anything. So she brought her hoodie just in case. Now,
but that's a thing now, though, with this generation hoodies. It's a hoodie guy. I'm like, dude, it's 95 degrees out, buddy. You're making me fucking just uncomfortable. Look at you.
I see him at Walmart. I see him at Publix. I see him walking down the street, coming into my shop. 95, 98. It's like I kind of want to put a hoodie on and like go out like during the day, but it's like I think I'll have a heat stroke. Like, and they'll find, and that'll be the headline in the news. Old man dies of heat stroke. Wonder why he's wearing a hoodie.
Just should have taken off the fucking hoodie, you moron. Yeah, because Joe was the same way. He would like wear a hoodie and sweats in the summer. Then in winter, he'd walk outside with shorts on and like and I'm like, t-shirt. I'm like, wait, hold on for a second. You have to be fucking with me right now. But to see it go over a long period of time and a pattern like that, I realized that there's just something screwy up there where it's like, hey, it's 30 or 40 degrees out, 20 degrees out. I only got the shorts and t-shirt. Hey, it's 95. What? You got on a hoodie and sweats?
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't know.
Yeah. Jessica lives in the house. She lives in her hoodie, especially since I bought her a new one from a company called American Giant.
Oh yeah,
I found them from Mike Rowe.
good stuff.
And,
Yeah, really good.
Like all of their, the cotton is grown here. It's
Mhm.
processed here. Everything is made here in the USA. This hoodie weighs 12 pounds. It's probably 3/4 of an inch thick.
Mhm.
Like it is like that. The package came like, what the fuck is in this package? And it was just a hoodie. And it was just, she's absolutely in love with it. She wears it all the time.
Good
She
Lord
has to have it
Almighty.
on. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I don't even have pants on right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Fine.
I mean, I'm totally kidding.
Yeah.
that's fine.
But like,
Okay.
but the seriousness of it, like,
Don't stand up.
just thinking about wearing, just thinking about wearing a hoodie right now, I'm like sweating just thinking about it.
I hate wearing hoodies and jackets in the wintertime because I don't like being
You guys don't know
constricted.
what the winter is. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
I like
You
I like
don't
I
know
like
the
a good
winter is.
hoodie. I like hoodie weather. I do. I love a nice hoodie and sweats. I mean, even in the house, if it's a little bit cooler, I'll lounge out with a hoodie. But
No,
yeah,
it's constrict, and I only wear zip ups. I can't wear a pullover or what you would probably consider a hoodie. It has to be a zip up, so I can at least leave it halfway zipped down. So,
See, I don't like
yeah.
the zip ups because the pocket to me is useless. I like the kangaroo pouch.
the pockets are made to lose shit in a zip up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the kangaroo pouch.
I-
Plus,
I-
it
why would you
hides
put-
the
why would
real
you-
pouch. So
Yeah,
it
why would you
works.
put anything in your pocket? Those aren't.
That's
Yeah,
a
well,
good cell
that-
phone. That's
that-
a great
that's
cell phone.
Ryan's
pouch.
point. That's why I like the hoodie. The hoodie or the hoodie pocket is like a pouch. The zip up is like, hey, you're gonna
Yeah, you
lose
just keep
whatever
your
you put in
hand.
there.
You just keep your hands in there. That's all you keep in
But
there.
even
I
then,
see.
it's not even. It's not even. It's not
No,
even.
it's
good for
like
hands.
it's like
Yeah.
like this. Like it goes
Yeah.
up to like here.
Well, that's because you and I have meat paws. I mean,
Yeah. My hands fit just fine.
That
That's
thing
why I
is
wear red
shallow.
cap. That's why I wear red caps. I have multiple pockets. So in my shorts, so I only wear red caps. I got like 15 pair of black red caps. That's all I've worn for close to 10 years. Same pair of shorts.
Yeah, pockets.
Same
Pockets
style.
pockets on a zip up are they're as useful as that little pocket on a jeans. That little pocket right there.
Yeah.
It has no use. It has no function. Terrible.
I'd
Oh, yeah,
rather
party
just have a
lines.
coat. Yeah, party lines. My dad grew up with party lines. If it rang 3 times, it was for you. 2 was the neighbor, and if you picked up, you could spy on everybody.
We were not that highfalutin to have party lines. We had the party line was, hey, your grandma's on the phone. Pick up the other line and say hi to her, and that was our party
Yeah.
line.
Oh, I know. And then you're like, oh, what am I gonna talk about? Hi, grandma.
Yeah,
You
and if
know,
I don't
it's
freaking
like-
tie, and you're being evaluated the whole time on the other line. So
Oh yeah, and you couldn't call grandma until 7 o'clock at night when the rates went down.
yeah,
God forbid, so if grandma called at noon on a Saturday, someone died. Oh my gosh, she's calling when the rates are high. Oh, something's wrong.
mhm.
I mean, I at 40, I literally remember the onset of cell phones, the little StarTex, the Motorola flip
Yeah.
phones.
Mhm.
Remember when still chirped? And I saw a
Yeah.
guy like posting the lifespan of like growing up with cell phones to now, and it was cost per minute, cost per
Oh, yeah.
text, and then all of a sudden it was unlimited minutes, and it was unlimited. It was just like this massive
geography.
explosion of changes.
Geography
and then
focused
geography
too, because that was
within like
fucking the
15
worst.
years. Within like 15 years,
Yeah.
pay by the minute to unlimited.
Yep, yeah. I had a bag phone. I had the old.
You were wealthy.
No, I wasn't wealthy. I actually worked for Enterprise Rent a Car, and that was.
Okay.
And I traveled a lot for in the role I was in. So they actually got our department a bag phone, so we could make calls from the road, and it was
Those were not cheap.
well, no, it wasn't. And I remember our first bill was like $1,000, and it was like because you got charged something ridiculous every minute. I covered multiple cities in Pennsylvania, so I knew even like beyond that one. I remember when I was I dropped my cell company and I went with Singular. Do you remember Singular?
Oh yeah.
Wireless?
Yeah.
Oh
they,
yeah.
they were out of Philadelphia, right?
Mhm.
So
Later became AT&T.
Yeah, so they actually kind of overlapped in our area with the coverage. So, but they were a lot cheaper. So I got singular, but I knew the one county that I covered for work did not cover singular. So I would work, and when I would go into that county, I'd have to turn my phone off so no one would call me. I could call anybody else. Do what I had to do, and
Roaming,
once I left, exactly. When that little roaming button pops up, so I knew from there, I was like, "Shit, you're gonna get freaking house."
Yeah,
and we had
great cigar, Mike.
We had. Do you remember? I've been with this T-Mobile now, but I was with Nextel before that. Well, yes, I'm saying
Sprint now. It's Sprint now.
No, Nextel was it was Sprint. Sprint was Nextel, and then
Verizon.
Who did T-Mobile just buy? Was it Sprint?
No, I think T-Mobile still has their own. No, T-Mobile Sprint.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, T-Mobile.
Yeah,
Sprint.
T-Mobile.
Jessica was on Sprint. She had to switch to T-Mobile.
But I was with Nextel before Sprint, right? So I've been with them for freaking like 20 some years, whatever. And that was back in the day was the popular thing was the freaking walkie-talkies because it didn't take up airtime. But then trying to have an argument with someone in that was freaking the worst.
Yeah.
I
was listening to a comedian talk about back in the day, if you used your cell phone to chew somebody out, you really wanted to chew them out because of the cost of the minutes. You might chew them out for 20 minutes. And there goes a quarter of your month.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You got that right. Yeah. We just always had to keep quarters in the car. And when I first started Enterprise, we used to pick people up and deliver cars. We actually always had to make sure that we had a handful of quarters to use a payphone.
Enterprise will pick you up.
Okay,
but that's their new slogan. That was their new slogan. Before that, it used to be Enterprise, we deliver. And we used
okay.
Back in the early 90s, it was I think probably in the 2000s, but when I worked there, it was the mid 90s, in the late 90s. It was Enterprise, we'll deliver, but we used to actually have to take two, and they realized it just was inefficient to take two cars, drive it out to someone's house, drop off the car, do all the paperwork at their home manually, take an imprint of their credit card, and then drive back, and that was back when we used to deliver cars all the time.
Well, did you guys ever do the free collect calls, whatever collect, where we had a place called Evergreen Aqua. It was like a swimming pool in my hometown. And we used to dial my parents' collect and just go, hey, come pick us up. Click and hang up. So when they would get the phone call, it was, hey, come pick us up. And my parents would always deny the collect. Did you guys do that? I always remember the famous commercial of we had a baby eats a boy. Bobby
the baby eats a boy. Who's that? It was Bob. They had a baby. It was a boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure we used to do that.
I used that when my sister was dating her husband. My brother was like, "Who's this guy she's dating?" I'm like, his name's Bob." And I'm like, "What's his name?" I go, "Bobby had a baby. It's a boy."
Yeah.
So he calls
oh my god.
He calls my sister and he goes, "Who's this guy you're dating?" Kerry said his name is Bob. Itsy bitsy bupsy. How do you pronounce his fucking last name? My sister's like, "It's France. What the hell are you talking about?" I said, "Bob, he had a baby. It's a boy."
Oh my god, that is fucking great.
Well, what's funny
I tortured my brother like there was no tomorrow. I swear to God, love him. I miss him, but I used to torture him like there was no tomorrow with that kind of shit. I told him, he said, "Yeah, he was an assistant manager at but not really Blockbuster, but like one of those corner store rental video places. He really hopes to become a manager in the next 10 years."
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like at 40 years old, and I'm in software sales, I now am the old guy on the team, and it's really weird. I throw out references, like my manager's 10 years younger than me. Like I throw out references to stuff, and people like look at me like I just, completely spoke Spanish to them or something. Like, what do you mean? You don't like, dude, I was born in 2005. I was like, oh shit. Oh my God, I am so old. Like I'm throwing out I'm throwing out John Wayne references. And you're like, we have no idea what you're talking about.
I gotta monitor my references too. They're
Yeah,
horrible.
when I started in the automotive industry, every single shop had an old guy at the end of the shop. He always chose the bay furthest away from everyone else, and he was just a grumpy old guy. He knew all his shit. You didn't bother him because you were going to get yelled at. I'm the guy now.
Mhm.
I'm the guy that nobody wants to come and talk to, and it's just like, you hear him, you hear him whispering, you're like, what the fuck did you fuck up now? And then go over there and have to unfuck their fuck, so, but
And
yeah,
now you get
that's
it.
me. Yeah. Now
And
I
now you
get it.
get it.
I get the old guys like, oh, it was the dumbassery. That's what, and then,
Mhm.
you become gruff just so everybody would leave you alone. You did the most work, you made the most money, and people leave you alone because they were afraid to talk to you, and yeah, I'm like, oh, that's
And
sweet.
most
That's a,
topics are just too exhausted to even have because you're
oh,
just so stupid. It's like, listen, man, I'm not going to have an argument with you, and I'm not going to engage right now because it would take too much energy to even have this circular logic conversation. So just leave me alone. Believe what you want to
yeah,
believe. Good luck with
leave
it.
me,
Because in about
yeah,
10 years, you're going to realize how fucking stupid you are. And then you can be like, gosh, dad or that old man at the end of the freaking last bay is right.
Yeah, and then they don't these kids, I'll be eating my lunch on my toolbox. I take about 7 minutes every day, eat my lunch. I flip open my phone, either watch YouTube shorts, Instagram reels, TikTok, whatever it is I'm watching, and just eating my lunch. That same routine every fucking day. And people come over and like want to start up a conversation. Like, do you understand what the fuck is happening here? Like right now, like I'm sweating. I've got cars to work on. I'm eating my lunch with dirty hands. I've only got a couple of minutes. I'm waiting for these fucking parts to be delivered. Get the fuck away
Hey,
from me.
hey, Kev, what are you doing?
Yeah. That's it.
Same thing I do every day at the same time.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kev, I have a nut I can't reach.
Yeah,
Can you show me how to get it?
Yeah. What are you watching? What are you
You're watching,
watching?
Kev. You're watching.
Oh, and then
Is that cool? Is that really neat? Is it?
Yeah, and then these people at work that watch TikTok all day, like all day long, and then they'll interrupt you. Like I'll be both hands inside of an engine trying to do something, and they'll walk over laughing like, "Oh, hey, you got to see this." So I got to stop what I'm doing and look over and like watch it, and then just go back to work. It's just like,
wow, that's pretty nice of you. I would have fully expected no, I don't need to watch. I get the fuck
every now and then I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
So about that point, Kev, you just brought that up about, I got to stop. So I had a mentor of mine who's a manager. It taught me a very valuable lesson of what it actually means to, when you ask somebody, hey, can I just have a quick minute? He sat me down because I was the infamous, hey, I just need your opinion on something. Finally, he sat me down. He goes, I just want to let you know what your quick minute costs me in time. It's about 5 minutes for me to just start listening to you because I need to get off of whatever I'm doing, answer your bullshit question that you could have probably figured out asking somebody else other than me. And then it's going to take me at least 5 to 10 minutes of just going, he's a fucking moron. Why wouldn't he just ask somebody else? And then another 5 minutes to get back. He goes, so your 1 fucking minute took 30 minutes of my fucking day. Do you still have to answer me a question right now, or can this wait for another time? And I was like, nope, I'm good. We're good. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that, Ryan, is we've come full circle now, because back in the day, that's what would occur. I think now, because I know I experienced this, is with Teams, text messaging, all this stuff, right? So much is lost in translation, and we rely heavily upon these forms of communication that it's like, listen, I need you for a quick minute, because it's either that or we go round and round, back and forth, and waste valuable time trying to figure out what the fuck's up, instead of me talking to you live and saying, are we doing this? Are we not doing this? Here's what we need to do. Here's the reason why we need to do it. Because by the time I got to take my big fat fingers, type out what it is that I need to tell you, then go back and correct all my freaking spelling errors, and make sure that it explains things in a way that you can comprehend while you're reading it. I might as well just pick up the phone and be like, listen, here's what we need to do. because because there's always that, especially when you get a little bit older, you may explain things differently, and someone's not. It's like let's just talk. Guarantee you, a stitch in time will save 9. A conversation will definitely save a lot of time going back and forth on Messenger or on text, and then you got to wait for the reply. So you're sitting there waiting, and you see the bubbles, and then the bubbles stop. And you see the bubbles, and the bubbles stop. And then you're like, okay. Yeah. And you see the bubbles. You're like, when I said, hey, I need this ASAP, or hey, I really need to get just no, perfect. Yep. You know what? Go pick it up. 3 o'clock. Goodbye.
I'm the same way.
Jessica will what's going on, RJ? Jessica will call me at work, and then depending on like what I'm doing, like I'll give her an approximate time, and she'll call me, and I'm like, I just pick up. You got 3 minutes, or you have 60 seconds, and she spits out what she has to have, or will tell me, and then I just hang up. People call me, I'm like, well, yeah, this Kevin, what's up? Like, there's no fucking chit chat on the phone. I'm not a phone guy. There's no how's the weather, what's going on. You get to the fucking point and you hang up the phone.
What's funny is that that happens to me in reverse. Like, I'll call Jennifer if she's listening. I don't care, Jennifer, but I'll call Jennifer for something, and as soon as she picks up the phone, she just starts talking. And there have been so many times where I'll call, she'll pick up the phone, start talking. And she's like, "Well, I got to get going," and I'll just go click and hang up. I never speak a word.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, and then I'll text her, be like, and then I'll text her. I'll be like, hey, I called you for something, or sometimes at the end I'll be like, hey, I called you for something, But that happens. That happens frequently, not as frequently, but it's one of those moments. It's just I actually have to laugh now. It's just like, that call.
You kind of feel like the Uncle Buck scene. Would you just give me just?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I'll have a friend call me, and their response to me is, "Hey, what's up?" I don't know, dude. You called me, man. I just like, I don't know what's up. Like, you just call to say hi.
Yeah,
my dad used to do that. God, I miss it too. It's like those things that we used to pick about my dad, but I'd call him, and he'd start talking. He'd start talking about something and go one topic to the next. He goes, "Well, I just wanted to call you to tell you." I said, "Dad, I called you." Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Exactly. But speaking of work, let me ask you guys a question. I mean, you guys both work from home, so you probably don't have this dilemma. How long does food get to stay in the fridge before it's up for grabs for everyone to just take it?
Well, that depends. Okay. Wyatt is a very particular eater, so I don't have to worry about him. But when Joe's here, right, and even working from home, there have been many a time I have wanted to go into the refrigerator for lunch because there was food in there that was designated for me that is no longer there. So, and it's happened enough times where it's to the point where I'll even like in the evenings, if I want something, I'll make something and I'll wrap it. I'll be like, "This is fucking mine. Don't touch it." Or it's only a couple hours, because there have been a lot of times where we'll eat dinner, and if it's sushi especially, like we'll be like, "All right, eat sushi." I'll be like, "Okay, click. This is mine for tomorrow." Freaking Joe does the 2 o'clock in the morning fucking sushi run, comes downstairs. I'll walk downstairs in the morning. I'll do whatever I have to do, and I'll be like, "All right, where's my lunch? My lunch is gone." He's notorious for that.
I'd burn the whole fucking house down.
You have no idea. And Jennifer's just like, "Oh, that's just how Joe is." And I'm like, "No, Dad gets the biggest piece of fucking chicken."
I know Dad gets the big piece of chicken. That's it. So last week we had a customer out of state send us and it was a big cooler full of ice cream, and there was a bunch of pints of ice cream in there. So everybody picked out what they wanted. I got the key lime pie, which was the best, and then put it in the freezer. We have a shop freezer, and then I took it home and ate it. And like 2 days later, like everybody's ice cream was still in there. I'm like, I finished my ice cream. I'm gonna grab this one. It's been 2 days. If they haven't, so every day I've taken home. Today I took home the last ice cream. I'm the only one that's gotten ice cream out of this delivery.
Okay,
So
okay.
No,
so
no,
you're,
nobody
so
has nobody has said a word.
no. Actually, not Joe. And here's how he's actually not Joe, right? So the difference what Kevin asked originally versus what Kevin portrayed now. The shop was given shop ice cream. No, everybody got to pick one, but that doesn't mean unless you take it home, it's still shop ice cream until it's gone from the shop.
So you picked out ice cream that you specifically like, so everyone in the shop could possibly eat it.
No. He was given a bunch of samples of ice cream.
There was like
his.
Yeah, there was like 6 pints of completely different flavors.
Yeah.
So I picked out the key lime pie and took it home that day. I wasn't fucking around. I like key lime pie ice cream. So I ate that. And then after a couple of days, nobody was taking their ice cream home. So I just took that.
Now it's fair game.
Now it's fair game. So every day.
Because
so Ryan doesn't have a time limit on it.
That's shop ice cream. That's shop ice cream.
Well, hear out my side of things, because so if you got a guy come in with a big old thing of ice cream and says, "Hey, you 6 people pick out your ice cream," and 6 people pick 6 pints, and they put them in the freezer. At what point do those 6 individual pints that were selected by 6 individuals now become a universal freaking ice cream freaking repository?
2 days.
All right.
I mean, if somebody gave it to the
2 days.
Someone gave it to the shop, and people picked it out, and they decided they don't want it. If they forgot about it, would you rather get freezer burn and throw? Kevin's doing a social service.
You see, I take the approach of going, "Hey, Ryan, you picked out the freaking chocolate chip cookie dough. You haven't eaten it for 2 days. Do you still want this? Because if you don't, I'm taking it home."
Yeah, but Kevin's the old guy at the shop. He doesn't have to ask.
Kevin gets the big piece of chicken. All 6 of them.
I'm not reminding them that they still have ice cream. My only hope is after after 2 weeks, I think it's fair game. If someone goes, "Hey, what happened to that ice cream that was in there?" I'm like, "No, I got freezer burnt, threw it away."
See, I'm more polite. I would at least ask. I would at least check and be like, "Hey, who picked out the double Oreo fudge? Me? Are you going to eat it? Because if not, it's coming home with me tonight."
Yeah, I brought the last one home tonight, and I was actually going to hand it to Wyatt so I could take a picture. So someone was like, "Hey, what happened to my ice cream?" "Oh, the Down syndrome kid has it." Let him say something. Let him say something.
What would have been funnier, Kevin, is as you finished off and polished off everybody else's ice cream that Ryan likes to denote as the shop ice cream, put the lid back on it, take it back in the shop, and put it back in the freezer empty.
Yeah, and I fill it with dirt. Oh, what the fuck was that guy think? He sent us dirt.
Hey, if it was a gift for the shop, it's fair game. Until someone takes it home, it's fair game.
But Kevin, do you get upset when someone drinks your Diet Coke when you pick out a Diet Coke when the soda person comes?
Well, I assume Kevin would buy that.
I put it in the lunchbox so nobody can touch it.
No, but if you did put it in a refrigerator, someone took, because now they have people who bring sodas to the shop, and Kevin always gets the Diet Coke.
Yeah.
So if someone drank your Diet Coke, would you get a little pissed?
If I left it in there, I mean, obviously there's only 2 people in the shop that drink Diet Coke, me and the store manager, Mike. So I mean, I know it would
live
be him.
Audience. Don't lie to the live audience, man. You'd be
You'd be
perturbed. You would be.
No, because I drink. Sometimes I drink his Diet Coke. And then like I said, I'll bring an extra one. So just me and him. So someone, if he drank it, it's not because I like out of a typical month at the shop, I may drink 1 Diet Coke during this. I don't like that in my body during the day.
Yeah.
Just makes me feel like shit, So if I forgot to bring it home, that's on me. Someone else drank it.
So that becomes Thunderworld.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thunderdome.
Okay.
Thunderdome.
So let me ask you this, Kerr. When you used to work in an office, that Kev, it's maybe a little bit different because you got a whole bunch of smells going on inside of a shop and a mixture of smells. Plus, a lot of mechanics just after smelling so many things don't have the greatest sense of smell after a lifetime of that. But Kev, obviously, question applies to you as well. What is something you cannot cook in the shop or in the office?
What do you mean you cannot cook?
Meaning you're like, I cannot believe this asshole cooked fish in the
goat.
Office. Like for me, it's fish. For me,
goat.
It's fish. Oh,
I think
goat?
you need to be.
How do you find out if you can't cook goat in the shop?
I think goat once in the shop. That's how you find out you can't cook goat in the shop. Do it one time.
Yeah. No, like, are we talking like reheated in the microwave?
very
Or are we talking
Yes.
raw?
Yes, reheated in the
specific.
microwave goat.
I
Fish
think
is the worst for me.
I think being aware of your surroundings is important, which is a pet peeve of mine because I really do believe that there's a lot of folks that are just not really the common sense train literally passed them by. So even though I may like something and I would heat it up and make it for myself, I can't assume that because of the stronger odor that everyone else within
Correct.
so something like curry. Like
Okay.
I love curry. I love Indian food. I love Thai food. I love anything with curry. I make my own shit and put curry in it because I love curry. I know that that is not a spice that is universally embraced. Very pungent. And I know that if I was in an office and I popped in my freaking chicken tikka curry or my freaking, chicken Thai curry and cranked that baby up and had it all heated up, it would literally probably not go over well with some folks who were not responding well. It's like garlic, right? Really strong garlic. Everyone likes garlic, but you don't want to have a garlic clove shoved up your nose. So very garlicky food as well.
Yeah, we used to have a mechanic years ago, and he had a little convection oven on top of his his toolbox, and he used to bring steak, not like reheated. He'd bring raw steak, lobster tails, kebabs, and he'd fire this thing up. So you'd be eating your shit peanut butter sandwich. This motherfucker down here grilling a steak, filling something like, I'm fucking starving. Aaron down here grilling a whole T-bone for lunch.
Jesus, hey, that's crazy.
That's awesome.
We
were in Clearwater Beach, and my wife and I stayed at we stayed at the Grand Hyatt in Clearwater Beach, which, if you're familiar with Clearwater, anybody, it's like the largest hotel there, but they have 4 kitchenettes inside the hotel. At least that's what we were told. There's 4 of them. We ended up getting one because my father-in-law at the time worked for Hyatt. Well, we did one of these fishing tours where they just stack 100 people on a boat and go stick you over a sandbar and give you a bunch of bait. So we're just catching stuff left and right. Bought a bunch of Old Bay, get back to the room, cook up the fish. We're like, oh, we got the doors open. This is going to be fine, right? The breeze from the ocean air. And we step out in the hallway, and I look at Ari, and I was like, oh my God, it smells like fish. We get in the elevator with this other couple, and they're like, can you believe what asshole comes to a hotel like this and cooks fish? My response was, I have no idea, man. What a jerk he was. Like, how disrespectful. Just like, I'm trying to hold it in. Like, dude, for like 2 days, the floor just reeked of fish in Old Bay. And Old Bay.
Jessica, I'm not allowed to cook tuna in the house. Jessica hates tuna. And luckily, I don't eat tuna very often. But when she was working at Corona, and there was one night I really wanted tuna croquettes. I make a really good tuna croquette. I love them, and I'm cooking them up. She walks in, and I'm like, "Fuck, are you doing at home?" She goes, "What the fuck is that smell?" I'm frying tuna on the stove, and it's just like, oh, she was so pissed off. Hates the smell of tuna.
Your comment about cook goat once, and that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I got to hear that story.
We actually, it reminds me of, you ever see that Seinfeld episode about the BBO in the car?
Oh yeah, in the car.
When I worked for Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we used to rent out cargo vans, just just 2 seats and a freaking, that's it. The old school Dodge, where freaking there was nothing on the floor. It's just everything was all metal.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those moments where it's like, across the board, never rent a cargo van or any vehicles to a fish delivery place, because there was a place, Adelphia Seafood, that rented the van because their delivery truck was broken, and they brought it back a week later. And it was just like that Seinfeld episode. It was like, we had guys come out there going, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to spray this down with the ions are going to attack the odor molecule. It's going to rip it apart. And it was like, after they go in there for hours, you just stick your head and go, nope, fish.
Yeah.
That thing reeked horrible. We had to sell it. We had to get rid of it. We took it to auction.
Best line from that episode. Normally the O stays with the B.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
God.
it was one of those moments. It's like, never rent a freaking cargo van to a fish company. Why? Rent them to them once and you'll figure that
Yeah,
out.
we've had a few people over the years, come back to the shop and not yelling, but be like, hey, I don't know who got in my car. Like we like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're starting to smell, pretty bad. Sometimes it's earlier. But we've had a few guys that have stunk real bad and have funked up a customer's car, and we got to pay to have it detailed. Like I'm not mad.
You got to show up to work stinking in order to get that kind of stank in the afternoon.
We had one guy. They hired him when I was on vacation, and he stunk. And a little short kid, 5 foot tall, probably 325 pounds. Ooh. And when I came back, they're like, "Oh my God, thank God you're back. You got to say something to this kid about how he stinks." And they've been working with him for 2 weeks while I was on vacation, and they didn't want to say anything to him. I yelled at him 20 minutes in. It was so bad. The smell was so bad. It made you so angry. Like I just started freaked out on this kid, and I just started yelling at him, and he never came back. We had to transfer him to another store.
Did it sting the nostrils?
Yeah, it just made you so. It just made you so mad, and I started yelling at him, and I didn't even feel bad. So
that's bad news, man.
Yeah,
so tell us this goat story. I gotta know.
Yeah, I gotta know.
Yeah, we just had an old not an old, just a young. I mean, he was older than me at the time. Jamaican guy, a Jamaican guy. His wife cooked a lot of goat. And he'd always bring goat and rice. And cook it in the microwave. And I finally had to freak out on him one day. Never again. Not allowed to bring goat inside this place again, especially in the microwave.
It was the spices probably that were the.
It's like a goat curry, probably.
It could have been. It was just so disgusting, so bad, and it just the pungent. And at that time, like our shop is an open shop, so if you cook something, like at least it would probably dissipate over time. Nobody really cooks anything in the shop. We all bring prepared food, cold foods. But this was a shop that had like a little 80 square foot, little lunch room, with a table and some lockers and a microwave, and it would funk that up. It'd get it'd get on your uniforms because people kept uniforms in there, and it was just bad. So
we used to have a little break room when I worked at Burger King when I was in high school, and that was back. And it was like this little break room with a little TV. But that was back when you could smoke, in place. So you'd go back there for lunch break, your 30-minute lunch break with your freaking Whopper and your onion rings, and open up that door, and it was, you would have thought 30 people in there chain smoking for an hour, and it's just one puffing away. I used to sit outside on the freaking sidewalk and eat my lunch.
Yeah, when I was a service manager at the Tire Lube Express at Walmart 18 years ago, Walmart still had smoking inside the break room at the store, and it was like a little, and it was probably 200 square feet, but there'd be a couple dozen people in there smoking, eating their lunch, and they had like this big picture window, like at the zoo, and we'd all just stare at them. The people eating their lunch, smoking, cloud of smoke. And eventually got rid of it. Customers complained. You come out of there and you could not get that off your clothes.
No, it saturates.
Just disgusting.
Horrible. My dad and I were actually reminiscing a little bit. He was in town with my mom and my sister and my niece last weekend, and we were talking about our old barber my dad used to take his kids to, Crazy Bob. That's how he was known in town. He was honestly a nice guy, old Marine Corps guy, would smoke Newport 100s, and he would have half of that cigarette and ash hanging off his lip while he was over your head cutting. And the whole time you're just like, come on, Bob. Like, come on, just give it an ash. Well, I guess he was essentially run out or too old and retired. I don't know which one came first, but he got so many complaints from the people. He would smoke probably 2-3 packs a day in that barber shop. It was just him. And it was one chair, but the people that lived upstairs complained when it was newer people. So he actually had to retrofit the entire barber shop to not allow the air to go up. And it was, like I said, it was entertaining. Like if you walked out without ash on you, it was like a tip. as a customer. You're like, wow, it was special.
Oh my god, I'm actually going to my barber tomorrow, get my beard all trimmed up. We're doing the summer trim up, but he actually just bought a barber shop in the city of Venice, the next town over. The oldest continuously operated barbershop in the state of Florida. Been operating as a barbershop for like over 100 years.
Really?
It's in a freestanding building. So the oldest continuing, over 100 years now. I'm like, super cool. You got 2 old guys in there, super old guys. I think been there since the beginning, from listening to it. But yeah, same thing, Ryan. Just I've been to those old guys, the old barbers, and they're definitely set in their ways.
Oh, it's the barbers that you move too much. Even if your dad was there, you'd get the comb on the head. Sit still.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
That's it. So I've got a segment that I would like to work with you, or test your knowledge. Last week, Kerr, we talked about because KMA Talk Radio did your favorite TV theme song, and obviously Ryan, you probably watch KMA. Have you been? So what's been your favorite TV theme song growing up? If you had to pick one.
Oh my gosh. I gotta say Wonder Years, just because I love that song, just in general.
Oh yeah, God,
Wonder Years is just such. I mean, the Joe Cocker is just so good. Like,
So we're gonna play a game called Name That TV Theme Song. So I'm gonna play you a clip of a TV theme song. I'm gonna keep track here, and I got Kerr and Ryan, and see if you guys know your TV theme song.
Are we supposed to interrupt, or how's this work?
Because I just got the music, so you can. I don't think you'll be able to say. Just raise your hand if you know it, and then I'll stop it. So clip number 1. Now I think they get progressively harder. Maybe not. I don't know. So let's do clip number 1. All right. So I think you both are about the same time. What's the which one is that?
That's the original Addams Family.
All right. So that was an easy one.
Yep.
So all right. Clip number 2. Oh, Ryan raised his hand first on that one.
It's the only show that my daughter will be the only person in her entire age group that can say she's seen every episode of the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh,
and Kevin's favorite from last week.
My favorite. I can whistle the entire theme song. I'm pretty sure I might know more Andy Griffith trivia than most humans alive. So, but yeah, it was. We'll talk more about the Andy Griffith Show here after that. But let's go. I love it. Number 3. Oh, it was Kerr got that one.
Yeah.
Kerr.
Benny Hill.
Oh, Betty Hill. That's right.
Yeah, that was. You can apply that music to anything, and it just makes it.
You see the dancers, like the punk dancers.
Yeah, I want that played at my funeral with someone just running around.
Yeah, and all you gotta do is video. If you video record the funeral and you just speed it up and play that music,
just speed it up 1.5 times.
You have to laugh. Yep.
That's it. All right, this one's we'll see who gets this one. Oh, same time, guys.
Bewitched.
I think that's a Dream of Jeannie.
Bewitched.
It is, in fact. We'll play the a little bit longer, but it is in. The nose twinkle at the end.
Yep.
So was Bewitched. This one is only 1 second of the song, so we'll see who gets this one after just 1 second.
Ooh.
Just sit right back.
Yeah,
from the
okay, that's
beer
what I was
Hear a
thinking too.
tale,
That's
a
what I was
tale of a
thinking
faithful trip
Gilligan.
that
You know,
started
it's funny.
from this.
You talk about Bewitched. The little girl Tabitha, the daughter.
Yeah.
I met her. They
Oh,
are
really?
actually
How'd you meet
they
her?
twins. Many moons ago, there was a tour called the Man Behind the Behind the Mask tour, and it was all these sci-fi horror movie characters who wore masks. And I went because they had David Prowse, who was Darth Vader. They had Peter Mayhew, who was Chewbacca, and they had Jeremy Bulloch, who was Boba Fett, and I love Boba Fett. And when I went there, I just went for Jeremy Bulloch. I didn't care about anybody else. I got his autograph, but she was there. They had all the people from the original Battlestar Galactica, the guy who played Leatherface. They just had it was actually a very cool.
Was it a con?
No, it was just this traveling. I think it was before cons were cons.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
well,
So
did
did
they
she go
were.
on? Yeah,
But-
did she go on to do other stuff, or is she there as the?
Not that
as
she was there from Bewitched, the Tabitha from
Oh,
Bewitched,
okay.
and very attractive young woman.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
So, all right, this one, I don't know. I don't know if I could have got this one. You know, even though it's one of my favorite shows.
Hogan's Heroes. Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I see nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, my junior year in college, I built my whole schedule around the Hogan's Heroes hour between 12 and 1.
So we got to listen a little bit more of that because I love. Great.
I am a Hogan's Heroes fanatic. I like all the actually Jennifer got me some old Hogan's Heroes comic books too, but all the trivia. I mean, I used to watch that religiously.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Need to go and binge those.
Oh
so
yeah.
This one might take you guys to the very end to get it, but we'll see.
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. Right on.
Me? Come on.
Usually it's at the end where he's like, oh, you know, yeah.
My daughter does that when we watch Home Improvement. She's like, "Ready, Dad? You ready?"
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Oh, it is.
Oh my
Great.
God.
Yeah. All right. Next up.
King of the Hill.
That's
coming back, by the way. That's coming back.
Yeah.
I heard he's bringing it back.
Damn it, Bobby! So Amber's boyfriend's name is Bobby. He's never seen King of the Hill any episode ever. Amber is like me, has seen every episode ever, so she wants to get him to watch it because every now and then she'll say, "Damn it, Bobby!" You know,
Bobby.
One of the best lines in that whole show is, "Bobby, if you weren't my son, I'd hug you right now."
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't wait for the reboot.
Yes.
Because I got to find out because Hank and the family moved to like Abu Dhabi
and came back,
and then they came back. I'm like, well, how the hell did that happen?
Wow.
I don't know. Nobody's getting number 9. So no, even I wouldn't have gotten this one. That's why the reason I chose it. So we'll see. How good are you?
Airwolf?
What'd you guess, Kerr?
Dallas. Is that Quantum Leap?
Yes. No. Yes, it is. That's Quantum Leap.
It is MacGyver.
MacGyver.
Oh my God.
Now, one thing after going through these lists and listening to probably close to 100 TV theme songs and picking out these 15. There were a lot of fucking theme songs that sounded the same. You're like, man, this is just like one note away from being like the same theme song.
Yeah, I would have sworn. I could believe that entrance now.
Oh, man. You got me for a second when you said Airwolf, but I was like, nah, I remember that Airwolf's a little bit more aggressive, but that was a little bit more that kind of 80s synthesizer type music.
Yeah. That was great. So
that's
this
the last one? Oh, okay,
no,
we
got 5 more. So this one's going to be a one note, so get ready for this one.
Come on, Married with Children.
Peg.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Let me tell you about the redheaded Grinch that stole Al Bundy's life.
Did you know that he is a like 3rd degree black belt in jiu-jitsu at O'Neill?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he studied with the Gracie family. I didn't realize.
Get out of here.
No, he's also
really?
Broadway trained. He was Broadway trained before he was Al Bundy.
Yeah, he was in a few Good Men.
Oh yeah.
No, he was in A Few Good Men, and he was in the court scene, dressed in military outfit, but they cut him out because they thought that seeing him would be too funny because of his character, Al Bundy. So they didn't actually use any of the scenes with him in the background because of that.
Oh, which movie was that?
A Few Good Men.
I had heard he was in A Few Good Men, but I don't remember him.
He was. That's because they cut out the scenes because they said, you're in this courtroom. It's Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, Kevin Pollak, and you got freaking Jack Nicholson and Kiefer Sutherland, all these guys, all this intense freaking moment, and you pan the freaking people sitting, watching this, and it's Al Bundy, and it's like, no, we couldn't do that.
I remember him telling the story of how he got a role in I forget what movie. It was like I want to say it was like a space-based movie, and they were screening it in front of and it was like a serious movie. I'll have to go find that story, but the opening scene was him walking through, and as soon as he appears on camera, everybody started laughing, and clapping because it was Al Bundy, and they had to go back and reshoot that scene with, and it was like his only scene in the movie or something, but they had to go back and reshoot it. And because people couldn't take him.
Very few shows are as funny as the first 4 seasons of Married with Children.
Yeah, and then he did a great job with what was it?
Where he was the closets guy.
Modern Family.
Yeah, he owned closets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great show.
A great show. And he did a great job in that. A little bit more serious of a role. So I'm glad to see him, but I love Dutch. He was a great in the movie Dutch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That Modern Family is a really good, really, really, really good show.
Oh,
Kevin, good. I think Kevin, you're right. Actually, I think I know I'm wrong. It was the Flight of the Intruder movie. He plays the role of the prosecutor in Flight of the Intruder. And they said that it did not go well. That's what it was.
Family Matters and Full House are similar. Oh, really? Oh, he's right. Family Matters and Full House are similar. That opening theme. But yeah, someone else guessed Quantum Leap as well. Next one up is going to be a super easy one.
You kidding me?
Favorites.
It's one of the most watched final episodes in television history.
Yes.
The entire cast was in tears.
On top of the great series, the freaking movies is even that much better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. MASH, in case anybody wants to know. All right, up next.
It was the exploding can, What kind of bomb was it? The exploding can, That was the thing. Those movies, my brother and I used to watch all day. Inspector Clouseau.
Inspector Clouseau. Oh, it was great. What a great role Steve Martin did
No, Steve Martin. I'm talking the original.
Yeah, I thought about the movie.
Peter Sellers.
I thought like the new movies. Oh
no,
the old school was. I don't know the
God.
act. I don't know the actor's name, but
Peter
he was
Sellers.
Peter Sellers.
He was just that dry wit.
Peter
that was
Sellers
just
was a freaking bomb in that movie. Is it? Yes, I'm the chief inspector since Chief Inspector Dreyfus went crazy.
Oh my God!
Just the pump in the bird.
All right, up next.
One of the greatest TV shows ever made until they did her fucking dirty, Roseanne.
Yeah.
They did her so dirty.
She, I mean, obviously she became a multi-millionaire from that show, but yeah, that was bullshit. What they got her, they got Tim Allen as well. That cancel culture. At least Tim Allen was able to come back though.
Roseanne, he just moved to Fox.
Yeah. So
that show was pretty popular.
It was Outdoor Man. It was really good. And in fact, I had read, don't know how true, haven't confirmed it, but apparently there was a over $1 billion offer for a new series from Tim Allen and Richard Karn, as well as a lot of other woke Hollywood or anti-woke Hollywood people are going to be in the show.
Really?
Yeah. Again, I just read the article, people. It was, if you Google $1.5 billion deal with Tim Allen, Richard Karn plays Al on Home Improvement, you'll see it pop up.
Yeah, as long as they don't bring back Pam Anderson. Ooh, she is looking fucking. She's scary.
You know
she's
what?
I
respect her.
She's got a bad disease though, right? She's like.
Does she?
Yeah, she's got something going on.
Skin thing, I think.
No, I think it's also I think she has a more debilitating
autoimmune
disease. Yeah, she's in not good health.
The Last Showgirl was amazing.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, it's really, really good. I actually have a lot of respect for Pam Anderson. She took everything fake out of her body and completely went natural. And, she doesn't look like the Pam Anderson from the Labatt Blue commercials and the ads from younger years, but she's still gorgeous for her going natural. I respect that in Hollywood nowadays. Everybody just starts to cut themselves and change their face, and they all look the same in the end.
Yeah, I feel about Christina Applegate, man. That's just
she's another one too.
Yeah. She can't, barely walk and speak, and it's sad.
She went downhill pretty quickly too.
It was like a year or two. It was just progressed, and she didn't have Michael J. Fox money to keep that shit at bay.
However, though, the only reason why MS has had any research is because of Michael J. Fox. Period. Yeah. Every advancement in modern MS breakthroughs have been strictly because of Michael J. Fox Foundation.
Yeah, he should not be alive. It's. Yeah,
Did you watch his biography?
No, we never. Yeah, no, we never. It got such rave reviews,
dude.
It is incredible. I got to go watch. I was talking to Jessica last night. The biography on the Mike Rowe has a podcast, and he was talking to the great nephew of I forget the guy, his name offhand. Teeter, I think is his name, and he invented cruise control in cars. But he went blind when he was 5 years old. And he invented cruise control as a
Hep C. That's right.
Okay,
that's right. She got it when she was dating Kid Rock.
Yeah. So this guy invented cruise control. He has all these inventions. In World War II, they were having problems with the submarines. They were rattling themselves apart because they couldn't get the twin screws, the propellers in sync from vibrating the sub apart. And he's an engineer by trade, and he figured it out, and he was blind, 100% blind. And he figured out how to get, but they just, and Mike Rowe narrated the biography, and the story of this guy's life.
Crazy.
But he was writing, he had a driver because he owned a huge company, $1 billion company, that he built. And the driver kept like stopping, and he's like, well, there's got to be a better way to make this driving more smoothly. So he invented cruise control. So,
well, did you watch the movie about I forgot what famous actor was in it? He did the windshield wiper blades, intermittent windshield wiper blades.
No, I know the story. I didn't know there was a movie behind that.
Yeah, there's a movie on it. The famous actor, I want to say it was Michael Keaton, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think you're right. I think it is Michael. They tried to fuck that guy, and that guy said fuck.
They did. They almost did.
They and then he held out. He's like, no, you're not paying me, $1 million for this idea. It was proven, and he kept taking him to court, and he won, and he got like an ass ton of money. Just
Greg Kinnear.
Went bankrupt. And just like, no, fuck you to the big three. You're not stealing this idea. And talking about the little guy winning.
Yeah, Greg Kinnear and Flash of Genius.
Yeah, what a great story.
Greg Kinnear is a great actor.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Ever since as good as it gets.
As good as it
gets. And as good as it gets.
Wow, him and Jack Nicholson together. Or freaking great.
Oh,
that was.
It really doesn't get better than Jack Nicholson.
No.
All right. Second to last.
Go ahead, Kerr.
That was my favorite from last week.
Go ahead.
That was Sanford & Son.
It's the big one.
Yeah. Man. Just another one of those shows that could not be made in 2025.
Never.
Archie, the Jeffersons, Sanford & Son. There's probably a whole host of other ones that could not be made.
Sanford & Son was one of my favorites, man. That was such a great movie. A great show.
Yeah.
Just a great
Absolutely.
show.
Now, I know I saved this one for last. I know Kerr's going to get it, but Ryan, maybe you can beat him out real quick.
Go ahead, Kerr.
No, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh my God. Office. Oh my God. Steve Carell.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Ryan, you almost wanted to say Cheers, didn't you? Because of the piano.
No. I know it was my ringtone.
You almost wanted to say Cheers.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm gonna give this one to Kerr, and Kerr Kerr's got it by one.
I can't think of it.
But yeah, those were. You can say bacon in a Jamaican accent just by simply saying beer can. It was you can also say what did Abe, because Jeff Borshowitz, owner of Corona Cigar, Tanya, his wife, is Scottish, and what did Abe used to always say? If you say razor blades, you what was that? I'll have to ask Abe what it was. It's like you can say this in Scottish just by saying the word razor blades.
Yeah.
And it's irritating. I can't remember that now. It was,
I know.
Was so fun.
I know if you mouth olive juice, it looks like I love you.
Okay. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I was at Corona Cigar Tampa for the JC Newman premiere of the Tampa, and it was just so funny because Tanya was getting ready to cut that cake, that big beautiful cake, and for like 5 she was just dancing around. She's doing a cake dance. She's like, gonna have cake. It reminded me of Cliff Huxtable. It's like, we're gonna have cake. She did like this whole little cake dance, and I always said Jessica hums. When Jessica gets excited about eating, like we'll be sitting at the kitchen table and she'll just be eating. She'll and she's humming like this little tune, and she gets so happy when she eats and she doesn't realize she's humming. And then I'll just stare at her. And she'll be like, "Was I humming?" Yes, you were. So she gets so excited.
Kevin,
I can't be the only.
It's if you say rise up. If you say rise up lights, it sounds like Australian accent saying razor blades.
Okay.
Rise up lights.
Yeah. That does sound like that.
I can't be the only one who thought when Kevin was singing "Gotta Have Cake," I was thinking of the Wham song "Gotta Have Faith."
Oh yeah, gotta have faith.
right. I like you, Kevin, the old Bill Cosby routine. Dad is great. Make us chocolate
Yeah.
cake.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, it's great. Give this chocolate cake. So, but yeah, it's a kids nowadays. There aren't these classic shows on anymore. Like families don't get together and watch TV. I remember growing up, like my dad and I, we were MASH and Hogan's Heroes. And Andy Griffith. These were songs from these. All of these are from my youth, and I was the only one like out of my family. Like sometimes my brother and sisters would, and my mom we'd watch, but like that was me and my dad. Like that was our thing. Like we watched Hogan's Heroes. We watched MASH. Every night while eating dinner, like MASH was on. And it's usually back to back TBS. So we'd watch MASH and
we used to do the same thing. My dad and I, we watched MASH, and it was back when they could there's one, I think it was Thursdays. There was always, on Thursdays they had the MASH, the series was on, but there was always a 5:30 MASH, and then there was a late night MASH, and they were the older ones. They were the older reruns when you had Colonel Blake, because the newer ones were Colonel Potter. So there were some days we'd watch MASH 4 times in one day, my dad and I, and we did that. Like you said, it was every 5:30, I think, in 10 o'clock MASH or whatever the hell it was at the time. But then on Thursdays when they would run the show, you'd be able to see it, several different ways. But that was our series as well, Kev.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
My go-tos growing up was Home Improvement, Seinfeld, when I could understand it as a kid. Simpsons, King of the Hill, Roseanne, Wonder Years. Do you remember the show Small Wonders?
Oh, with the with the little girl,
girl, yeah,
the robot girl
Wonders was a show.
Boy.
Jesus, I pulled that show out of my fucking ass.
And then it was, and then like I said, it was the times where you had like the it was all day Andy Griffith, all day Hogan's Heroes, all day MASH. Like me and my dad, like all day. That's all. We wouldn't leave the house. We just sit there and watch a marathon of whatever, and that was
Well, my freshman year in college was when we used to do this Sunday night. Was back when America's Funniest Home Videos was great. I think Bob Saget.
Oh yeah,
it was
that was probably our family show. Like everybody liked that one.
But we'd all go to my buddy's dorm. We'd all go to our room. We'd have beer. We'd watch it, and then it was The Simpsons, and then it was Married with Children. So it was like this Sunday night was just like a night of just great fucking shows. And also my one roommate and I used to watch Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Yeah. Oh, Parker Lewis. Another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince was another good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Another good one as well, but I think those shows were just, like I said, the Andy Griffith, who he was also, when last season on KMA, they did, best TV dads, and they all had, and for me, there's no better TV dad than Andy Griffith. I think he was the best TV dad, out there. I like My Three Sons, I forget the father from My Three Sons, the Ward Cleaver, everybody always picked like the newer shows, but I always loved the dads from the those 50s where Dad always wore a suit. It was those are the great ones.
All right, so I got a question for you. What's a show or a movie that you loved that when you became older and you realized either backstory to the movie or backstory to like the making of the movie that it meant more?
So say that again.
So what's a movie or I would say movie that you guys grew up with that once you got old enough, you kind of read into it a little bit and you enjoyed it more or it meant more?
I don't know.
So I'll give you a for instance.
Yeah.
One of my favorite childhood movies was All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah.
All right. But what nobody really understood about All Dogs Go to Heaven is the scene where Burt Reynolds is doing the goodbye at the very end of the movie. The little girl that played the female actress was killed by her father and killed her mother too. It was a murder-suicide. So when they filmed that final scene, they'd already finished with her scenes before she was killed by her father. So when they filmed it with Burt Reynolds, the crying that you hear in the voice, it took 6 or 7 takes and the whole room had to be cleared out. He couldn't get through it because it was him saying goodbye. But the reality of it was is she was dead, and it was actually him literally saying goodbye to this little girl. Now, when you watch it as a kid, you don't realize that. But as you got older and you kind of dug into it, you're like, oh man, that whole scene takes on a whole new meaning. And now I watch it and I tear up over it. That final scene in All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's just that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's like, what was the scene that meant more as you learned? Did you know that, Kerr?
No, I don't. I think it's been about a long time since I've seen All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah, I know.
So, that just brought me down a little bit. Ain't gonna lie.
Well, okay. On a happier note, Paint Your Wagon is another one of those. Lee Marvin refused to do the movie with drinking tea. He said, fuck this. I'm going to be real. It's got to be real whiskey. So if you ever watch Paint Your Wagon with Lee Marvin, by the way, if you ever want to watch a musical with Lee Marvin and Clint Eastwood, Paint Your Wagon's phenomenal. But every single scene where Lee Marvin gives the whiskey over to Clint Eastwood and drinks it, you see Clint Eastwood go, that's him actually drinking during that scene. And the entire movie, Lee Marvin was ossified for every scene.
I think the only movie that I can think of offhand that like meant more to me as an adult was To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't think I understood it as a kid, as in like what was really going on, like in the movie, with the I forget the black guy that was in it. I think as a kid I couldn't comprehend it. Right. So I think it meant more to me as seeing it as an adult and understanding really what was going on at that time.
Well, I don't know. You guys got me stumped on this one. You guys are way too deep. You guys
way deep
water than me.
I like to look at the backstory on movies.
Well, so do I, but there's nothing though that, like, especially when we watch a movie, I'll research it, especially if it's based off a true story. But there's nothing that really makes me look at things now. Maybe, learning about like the whole story behind 007 and who wrote it, the relatives, and it was like, you hear different stories, but it was like, it was a lot of it was based off of some would say it was based off of Christopher Lee. Which was a pretty cool story. And the same line, Ryan, is when they were doing what was that? Steven Jackson did the movies, Lord of the Rings series, and Christopher Lee's in it, and they were talking about this scene where he gets stabbed and how he's supposed to act, and they were saying, well, Christopher Lee's like, well, you hear him talking, you see the clip, he's like, well, when the air leaves a man's breath when he's been stabbed in the lungs, it sounds, and he goes through this whole description. You don't realize that he was in the SAS, like he was Secret Service during World War II. So he's taken a few lives in his day. So he's speaking he's speaking from firsthand knowledge of what it sounds like when someone gets stabbed in the chest and the air leaves them. That kind of like, okay, that may take that scene, give it a little bit more meaning to it, but just stuff like that, when you learn a little bit more about a movie and the background to it, I always find great interest in.
Yeah, it's just.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just saying, it's just like the little stuff in the issues, like when Jackie Chan and I think it was Bronx, the movie, the Bronx movie he did, where he jumps off of the column onto the hovercraft. He broke his ankle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But he filmed the whole rest of the movie and never skipped a beat. That made that movie more badass to me. I'm like, you mean to tell me this guy's still jumping through shopping carts and a freaking cast around his foot? Like, that makes it better.
Kerr brought up, movies that are based on true stories. And if I've never heard the story, I don't look up the story ahead of time, and I don't look it up afterwards because I don't want to know, because they always fuck shit up. It's like based on a true story, and it's like, oh, let me look up this story, and then you watch the movie, and you're like, well, none of this is right.
I always look afterwards. I always look, Jennifer is the queen of spoiler alerts, and I always have to remind her, like, just please don't say anything until after the movie, because she'll look shit up. Or we're watching a series, she'll look shit up and be like, yeah, I know who dies. I'm like, I don't want to know. I like to be taken on this journey, and I like to be surprised. And then at the end, I'll go back retrospect, go, okay, well, let's see what they got right and what they got wrong in the movie. Sometimes it makes you go, all right, well, the good movie or whatever. But then when you read it, you're like, okay, it was pretty accurate. There's a few different changes here and there, but really earth shattering, like 13 Hours of Benghazi.
Kevin and I interviewed Mark.
Yeah.
That was, crazy. And then and everybody learns the story, the story, but then when you actually see it and they're like, yeah, there's a couple of changes here and there, but overall pretty realistic.
Yeah. Mark,
pretty accurate.
Mark Osgeist, Kevin, because he came, teamed up with him for our charity Shadow Warriors project. Kevin actually came on and we interviewed him together. And he made sure that, I think it was Michael Bay that does that. You're right. He was very accurate, and to hear Mark tell the story, he's like, I pulled Michael Bay aside and he said, you can make me look bad, but you make the two guys that died look bad, I'll kill you myself.
Yeah.
Like,
like Horse Soldier was another good one. They kind of did a little bit with that movie, but they still kept to the general. And I understand you got to change some things, but then when you look up and you're like, well, why they got to change like this? Like what really happened? That was actually really cool. Why did that guy have to die, or why did that guy live? Just like, like the little changes. Sometimes you get disappointed. You're like, it kind of sucks. You get a little pissed off.
It's like my dad always used to tell me, it's Hollywood. Nobody actually dies. Nobody does anything of importance. They read a script. That's it. And they're going to make it to how they want. It's got no truth in it. And in fact, you learn, I took a film class in college really early on, and you learn the difference between inspired by true events, which means something in the story may be true, but we're not going to make it known. And then based on just means 51% is real, 49% is not.
So that's what we got. Thoughts: a competition show like Chop, take 2 cigar blender rollers and give them the same types of tobacco and see what 3 blends they come up with to impress the judges. I think we lost.
That's a tough one.
A horror movie that changed my life was Gummo. Some things can't. I haven't seen.
Don't even. No. Gummo and Short Bus. No. Don't. Some things cannot be unseen in this life.
That's one of them. Not even gonna look it up. But we'll come back. We'll come back to the Chop thing in a second when Kerr comes back on. But I don't know. TV shows suck now. Everything's a series. I remember having to wait 7 days. You had to be home. Saturday night at 7, Wednesday at 8, Thursday at 8:30. Whatever it was. Because if you didn't have a VCR to record it, because if you missed that episode, there was no reruns. There was no, you had to read about it, or like in the TV guide or something, or your friends
catch it late night.
Yeah, or your friends had to tell you about what happened. So nowadays it's just, it all comes out Netflix, the whole season all at once. You watch it in a day, watch it in 2 days.
So let me ask you this. When did shows go from 24 episodes in a season to 10?
Oh yeah, exactly. When you hear about,
you couldn't make 24 today.
Like you can watch Gilligan's Island reruns for like a whole week, and there's a ton of shows, and then we had like 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was it. 2 or 3 seasons of Gilligan's Island. That's all there was. But it was, like I said, it was like 25 shows. So 3 seasons, 75 episodes. Now it's or split season. You watch like, February through March, it was like 3 or 4 episodes, and then you got to wait until like October, to catch the end of it. But yeah, plus Netflix with 10 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's annoying.
It's absolutely annoying. And then I don't like watching shows anymore, especially Jessica gets it. Oh, we should watch this. We should watch this. You know what's going to happen after season 3 or 4? They're going to discontinue it. They're going to cancel it. And then if we're lucky, like the two shows that we caught was the airplane TV show where they got flight whatever.
Lost.
No, it was kind of like Lost, but it was like the newer one that came out a couple years ago. Same thing, like 3 or 4 seasons, and then they canceled it. Like, wait, what? It left on a cliffhanger, and then it took like a year and a half before another streaming platform picked it up. So and then what was the last one? It was the train, the world had ended, and they're all on the train going around the earth over and over again.
I feel like that's the movie Snowpiercer.
Yeah, no, it's a TV show, Snowpiercer.
Oh, I didn't even realize they turned that into the TV show.
That was a fucking fantastic show, bro. So now if you go back and watch it, you can watch all the seasons all the way to the end. That movie sucked. But we didn't know that there was a movie until we had watched like season 1 of Snowpiercer. I'm like, oh, hey, there's a movie. And then we're watching a movie like, this is the worst movie ever made, But the TV show was fucking killer, man. It was so good. But there's been several of them like that. And I told her, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this shit with you. Like you can watch all this stuff all the time. I'm not getting emotionally invested in all of this just to have it end. Game of Thrones. Jessica,
boy, that was the biggest disappointment of a show at the end.
Jessica she binged every season when it was already done. So it was already last episode, it was all done. That's when she started watching it, and she binged it, and she was pissed off at the end. I never saw it. I know of it. I've seen like tons of clips on, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So, I
Dexter was one of those too that was just terrible ending.
I think the best South Park did the 3-episode Game of Thrones series. Episodes. You watch that? It's just waiting on the dragons, and all I see are dicks. It's just dicks everywhere. And when are the dragons coming? And I never get to see the dragons.
Okay, so this best series finale that you've seen.
God, I don't know. Smallville was pretty good. The series finale of that. Offhand, I don't know of series finales. What about you?
Big Bang Theory. I hated Big Bang Theory. I refused to watch it. And then one day I just got sucked into it. Ended up being one of my favorite shows. So what made it so good, spoiler, if you haven't watched it in the last 15 years, is Young Sheldon was the counterpart to the last 2 seasons of Big Bang. So the final episode of Big Bang runs tandem with Young Sheldon. So they literally like match each other like a puzzle piece. So as he's talking in Big Bang, you start to see the clips of the Sheldon, and then the final episode of Sheldon, you start to see where he's like, one day I didn't realize I would meet all these friends, and it started showing the youngers of all the rest of them. You're like, oh, dude, the tie-in was just flawless.
I'll have to go back and watch that. Seinfeld ending sucked. Yeah. Seinfeld ending sucked, but Larry David, his show, whatever that was, like the ending of that was good.
Curb Your Enthusiasm,
the final show,
the most cringy show ever made.
I've never watched an entire episode. I've only seen 1,000 clips of all the episodes. Kerr's got a big lightning storm in town, so I don't think he's going to hop back on. But talking about Chopped, so I got with I pestered Abe for probably close to a year, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to take a company like Aganorsa that had a lot of tobacco. Like what, you know, and I wanted to get like 6 cigar makers together, and they all had to use the same tobacco in a cigar, and they had to produce a cigar. You know, like it was, you could use it in any form that you wanted, in any ratio, wrapper, binder, filler,
Any
and
size.
see in any size that you wanted, any pressing. And I thought, you know, that would be a cool project to do, and to see what, and that would be, I think it would have been something really cool for the consumer to see what, if you took the same ingredients, you know, of baking a cake, and what you could do differently and how that cake would turn out. You know, so you had the exact same ingredients then on every cigar, but it was the ratio that you put the cigar together, and then put that together in a sampler of some kind.
Yeah, but like the whole purpose of a competition show of Chopped, that is to eliminate. So who would be the maestros that would be tasting?
No, it wouldn't be tasting. It would be, you know, it would just be, they would just produce a cigar. It would, you know, you put it together in a 5, 6, 7, whatever, however many cigar makers pack. And then the consumers get to vote on their favorite cigar, you know, out of the pack.
Kind of
so,
like
yeah,
what he did with Aganorsa, choose 1, 2, 3, or 4 type deal.
Yeah, like that. But that was one company producing the cigar. So it would be a company providing the tobacco, and you can get Aganorsa, you know, you can get them involved as well, since it's their tobacco. But yeah, you know, you get like 6 bales, you know, of tobacco. I'm like, all right, here's what you guys got to work with. Blend a cigar. And then, you know, and then that, I think the consumer would be shocked to see how different a cigar can taste, you know, just by, you know, the different ratios used in different places.
And aging times too.
Yeah, and aging times. And so but yeah, it was just a project that it just, you couldn't get it off the ground. You know,
it would be a hard one to get off. Like, who do you even choose? How do you even pick to choose somebody for that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to choose the people that are going to sell the blends. So you got to choose Saka,
Hector.
You know, Hector. You probably got to choose Nick Melillo. Yeah, you know, who do you whittle that down to? You know, AJ. You know, or do you use AJ's tobacco? You know, really, AJ and Aganorsa probably has the broadest, you know, supply of tobacco. So you got to use one of them. You know, but yeah, you know, so yeah, who do you pick? You know, and you know,
it'd be tough.
Yeah, Ernesto. You know, Ernesto Perez Carrillo. Yeah, that's what I'm smoking right now. You know, so that would be that it'd be a tough one. I think it would be a multi-year project, and probably half the people wouldn't finish. They'd get bored. You know, I don't know. So
yeah, you'd have to pull in some heavy hitter master blenders on that for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, like someone like Hochi. I mean, you pull somebody like him in, he's just going to probably school. And then that's the other thing too is, you know, what happens if they're not used to Nicaraguan tobacco? Like they might not have blended with it a whole lot, or it might not be in their profile.
but a master blender should be just like a chef that's not accustomed to cooking with certain foods. If you taste the food and you experiment with it, you know, you could have multiple blends, you know, until you figure it out. It would be like blending a cigar. You know, I think this, you know, you smoke your puritos, and then you just keep going. So, but I think that would be a cool project. But like I said, it'd never get off the ground.
It'd be a tough one to get off the ground. I mean, there'd be a lot of details you would have to work out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, and it'd be a multi-year project. You know, people would get hyped up, and then they'd get bored. So.
And then if you brought Saka into it, he'd just be like, yeah, I don't know, here's some, just threw this together. If you guys want it, and then everyone would just instantly fly off the shelf.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, so. All right, Ryan, we're at the 2-hour mark. I definitely want to thank you for coming on and
Always.
hanging out with us and just kicking it. So we loved having you. We always love having you on. So,
always, man. I'm always here. It's always a fun time coming on.
All right. Ryan Miller, Rocky Mountain Cigar Show, Kerr Viajante, Stogie Road Cigars, Kevin from Cigar Prop. All the links are in the social media, or all the social media links are in the video description below. The podcast description if you're listening to this instead of watching it, as well as some sponsor links, whatever, buy their shit, don't buy their stuff, I don't care. But it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's all we got. So I'm gonna give you the final word. Kerr always leaves everybody with some parting words of wisdom. Oh, there he is. Kerr, Ryan's taking your parting words. Kerr,
please
Ryan,
do. Sorry, we got hit. We got hit by a bad storm, and the lights went out for probably a good solid 10 seconds. I thought we were out for good, and then
the lightning hit so hard it knocked his sunglasses off.
It
right
did.
off his head.
I had to go check my internet. So
yeah.
Sorry.
I was wondering what was different.
Yeah.
I was like,
Ryan, leave us with some parting words.
Don't hold them. They're meant to be smoked. Don't keep them and store them. Smoke them if you got them. Enjoy them while you can. As tomorrow, you never guaranteed that you can smoke again.
Perfect. All right. We'll see everybody next week.
See you guys.